Please explain the different type of mitochondria and why haplogroup, how it started. Are we all from one man and one woman? We should all have the same mitochondria and Y haplogroup. Is the mitochondria L from the first woman, aka goddess?
Wow, it's
Because
a
a
long
lot
question.
of African people belong to the mitochondria L, and non-African people have different mitochondria. Is Y haplogroup E Hamite or Semite? Is Noah, aka Utnapishtim, haplogroup E or G? Since everybody might be from Noah, aka Utnapishtim, they all must belong to the same Y haplogroup. So they might say that there might be some mutation that may have led to different type of Y haplogroup. But I think, for example, like the mitochondria, there should be like, there's like L0, L1, L2, L3, all the way up.
It's only halfway
And
through.
that's how I think that everybody in the human, everybody should belong, because there's like L, there's H, there's different type of letters belonging to mitochondria. So I think there should be like, if there's a mutation, there should be like an L1, L2, L3, like that, not like to a completely different letter. So that's why I'm kind of confused. I mean, yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
And also, a different question is, so can you make the difference between what is a Homo sapiens and a Neanderthal? So are the mitochondria L from Homo sapiens or Neanderthal, or the non-African like Neanderthal? Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, that's a lot, and a lot of it was also like, that's why when we say we have to also learn how to ask questions, because then we can have one question and it's very clear. But it's like, okay, so mitochondria is really, both male and female can have it. It's just that the female are the ones that pass it on from female to female to keep the record. So by the time you get different mutations and different things, it's not like, but the fee is still the same. It's like, obviously the Nagaru, the Negroid, the African woman would be first and most potent, but doesn't mean that the Caucasian female doesn't have a mitochondria, because she does as well. She passes it on to her offspring. That's why she's really 6 ether and her male counterpart is 5 ether. But the variations that he was talking about, the Noah thing, this is again wrong information, because that whole story of the flood and everyone getting wiped out and Noah taking people into the ark and then coming out, and then the sons, was it Shem, Ham, and Japheth coming out, and they're saying to you they're three different races. It's wrong information. It doesn't work that way with DNA. It was later on where there was a graftation, but the Noah story was not the entire planet that was drowned and everyone. So there's a lot of information to it, and we can go into the details, but really that would take too much time. We have the Telegram group, we have the scroll called 18 plus 1, 18 plus 1, 37 genes of the mitochondrial DNA that goes in more detail. And the thing about, like, it's like the variations is like the blood types. If I use that as an analogy, it's like the original blood types would have been all positive. There weren't no different blood types until mixtures came in by, extraterrestrials that gave you the RH. And when you look at the RH, that's because of the rhesus monkey. And then, you start to get, like, they give you A, O, A, B, and then the RH, which would be, the negative or positive. So what I'm saying is, today you will find different races with a different blood type because of the mixing in. But originally, the O is is the one that would have been most common, because when people need blood transfusion, etc., that's the most common type. But I'm saying to you, like, everything starts with one from the Africans, and he touched on what we're calling the Neanderthal, etc. Again, now anthropologists are telling you and breaking it down. And there's a scroll I held up before where humans were created from. I'm not sure if it's there, but
I remember that one.
it gives you, because you're talking about the hominidity and the Homo habilis. That's the African stock, and that's all African stock. Then you have the Denisovan and the Homo florensis, which deals with the Asian stock. And then, of course, you have the Neanderthal and the Cro-Magnon, which is dealing with the Caucasian. So sometimes information gets mixed, and when you're saying Homo sapien, remember you went from genus Homo to Homo genius to then Homo sapien, and you're talking about upright, and that's really talking about that evolution of what they're calling the Neanderthal, and they were mixed in with simian genes, with porcine and canine. So that's where those come in as well, because this is part of the reason why they lost their souls and why they are actually limited only to 6 degrees or 6 ether, because of the mixing in, because animals can only elevate to a spirit level, because everything alive has a spirit. But when you start to deal with soul, that solar plexus going into soul, it's going to the higher dimensions. So yes, of course, it was a long question, which trying to give you as much as possible, but you can ask more in the Telegram group and read those scrolls that we've referenced to get more information.